Mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood to adolescent, even through your adulthood. Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well being. It affects how we think, feel, and how we act. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. If you or anyone else you know are suffering from any mental health issues, from depression to anxiety to suicidal thoughts or thoughts of self harm, please click one of the links in my bio to talk to someone. Your mental health is important, and you are so very important. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Tea with V podcast. I am your host, of course, Miss Vicky P, and this is episode number 10, y'all. And per the pre-intro that you just seen, you should kind of have an idea of what this episode is going to be about. And in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, I wanted this episode to highlight the importance of mental health and why I believe keeping your mental health in check is the root to keeping the rest of your body in check, y'all. And I wanted to go ahead and add that pre-intro. I'm going to call it a pre-intro in the beginning and not at the end, because I was going to do it at the end. But honestly, y'all, just in case, for some strange, crazy, I don't understand why, or can't imagine why you don't watch this whole episode. No shade, but no, for real. For some reason, if you couldn't finish the whole episode or didn't push through the whole episode or whatever, I wanted to go ahead and put that part in the beginning just to let you know that, number one, like I'm gonna keep emphasizing, your mental health is important. I don't want my one thing that I don't like is when people feel like they're alone. I know it's a thing, it's a part of life. I've even felt like that at times. But I hate for people to feel like they're alone. I hate for people to feel like they don't have anyone to talk to, or that no one cares about them, or they're just stuck in whatever they're going through. That is the last thing I want people to feel like. So I wanted to just go ahead and put that in the beginning of this episode, just to let you know that, like it said, if you are having any of those issues or any type of mental health issues, or you know anybody that needs help, please click one of the links in my bio. I only put like a couple of links that I was familiar with, like counseling links. I included some social media pages. What else did I include, y'all? Oh, I included a podcast. There's this podcast from Ken Walker called Men and Mental. That's honestly the only podcast that I'm familiar with at the moment that talks about like mental health, and it is men's mental health. I personally like it as well. Some of the gems aren't just for men, it's just people in general. So you can check out that one. I also included some websites to like some therapy / counseling sites, just a few little goodies down there for, like I said, if anybody just needs someone to talk to. Of course, I included the depression and the suicide hotline. Just know that, like I said, you are not alone. What you're going through, you don't have to feel like you're alone. You don't have to bottle everything up yourself. Like I said, your mental health is important, and you are important. Like, I cannot emphasize and stress that enough. You are important. So please, 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 my DMs are open as well. Some of you may know I used to do this thing called Prayer Mondays and Motivational Mondays. I need to do it again, but I used to do it, and I basically used to just have people send me prayer requests. Everything stayed anonymous. And I would just basically write you out a prayer, pray for you. And when I say everything is anonymous, can't even talk, y'all. Everything was anonymous. Everything you said to this day, y'all, stayed between me, you, and God. I have never talked to anyone about what anybody has sent me about your prayers, your specifics, whatever. So yeah, if you ever want to just DM me, just to vent, sometimes you just need to vent, or if you need, I don't want to say advice because like I'm not a professional, so, or just maybe encouragement. I can give you some encouragement though. Just know that my DMs are open. Feel free. Like I said, I just want you guys to know you're not alone. There's always somebody to talk to. Okay. So, On this episode, like I said, in honor of hashtag mental health awareness month, y'all, I wanted this episode to basically highlight the importance of mental health. What is mental health? Why your mental health is important? Why I feel like your mental health is the root to why I feel like your mental health is the root to like keeping the rest of your body healthy. We're also going to talk about like therapy counseling. Basically with that, y'all, let me say this. A lot of y'all are scared to go to counseling or scared to go to therapy. Some people feel like they don't go because they can't afford it. Some people are just like, I don't want to go and tell somebody all my business. Like, y'all, when I tell y'all, there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't at least take advantage of therapy or counseling once in your life. Like, if you have never tried to go to therapy or counseling, I encourage you to go. Like, y'all, y'all, I told y'all I get tongue tied. Oh my gosh. I have personally gone to counseling therapy twice in my life, and I absolutely loved it both times. And when I say such a release, I personally loved it because I enjoy the unbiased opinions that I get from going to a therapist or a counselor, somebody who doesn't know me, who doesn't know anything about my situation, to like tell them. And one thing about me, I'm very honest about both sides to any story that I tell them, because I really take advantage of wanting to use that outlet as a source to really encourage me to go in the right direction or to like heal from whatever. Just, yeah, I know how therapy and counseling goes, but I highly encourage it. So I'm gonna actually talk about two of my experiences that I had. And the second time I had a counselor, it was a black counselor. Yes, honey. And I absolutely loved her. I honestly wanted her to be my friend outside of just being my counselor. Like, I absolutely loved her. And I honestly just thought about it. I should have like Googled, you know what, y'all? I'm finna do it right now. This is a little ratchet of me. What is the difference between a counselor and a therapist? Is there a difference? I don't know. Let me see. Therapists work to help their patients address similar issues and often provide the same advice that counselors might. However, a key difference is that therapists often seek to go deeper by helping the patient understand how and why behind the challenge. Okay, so let me say this. So there is a difference, because I kept saying counselor slash therapist because I kind of thought they were the same thing and I really didn't know the difference. But I went to a therapist because, honey, when I say she dug deep, okay? And I guess counselors are more so like the same thing, but they're more so of like, I'm gonna give you encouragement, I'm just gonna counsel you. Therapist is like, let's get to the root. But anyways, y'all, so we're gonna get into that. And yeah, we're just gonna talk about mental health and all that good stuff, y'all. So the first thing I wanted to get into was this post I seen on Facebook. I love social media to a certain extent, but I have a love-hate relationship with social media. Let me just read this post to you that I felt like went so well with this episode. So this girl posted, she said, young adults are suicidal because they think they're failing at life. Take the biggest break from social media at any given time, because these apps are really the biggest bully. Everything I have done in my life, I've done it completely out of order, and I'm okay with that. Some of the millionaires are not happy. Some of the married folk are going through the toughest times that you can even imagine. And some of the people that's buying homes are lonely. Stop looking as as goals. Take your time. Listen, when it's your season, can't nobody, and I mean nobody, block them blessings. Stay strong. And I wanted to include that into this episode because, y'all, like I just said, I have a love-hate relationship with social media. Lately, I've been loving, like especially on TikTok, I've been loving a lot of the encouraging videos that I've been seeing. But one thing about TikTok, I love the algorithm. Once you like or comment on like a certain post, it's like you all of a sudden start seeing a bunch of posts similar to that way or that person's stuff. And so I found myself purposely commenting on like commenting or liking comments or hearting the encouraging like pages that I see, like the uplifting. They have like a hashtag Christian TikTok. They just have like a bunch of encouraging stuff, because honestly, that's the type of stuff I really want to see down my timeline majority of the time. Don't get me wrong, I love the kiki kaka. I love a little, here and there, but mainly I love the encouragement. So, and I just be needing it, okay? But that's the love part I have for social media. The hate part is that a lot of people on social media portray themselves to be this perfect way. Sometimes it's not even like intentionally, like, oh, I want to intentionally make these people feel like I'm perfect. But people limit what they put on social media because they don't want you to see the flaws. They don't want you to see the imperfections. And something that a lot of us do is we idolize social media, and we idolize the people on social media. And y'all, please, I'm not going to emphasize this enough. Please stop idolizing them folks. They are not perfect. They are nowhere near perfect. The same way we are nowhere near perfect. They have flaws. They have imperfections. They are not perfect. Like I said, on social media, people typically want to only show you the good things that's happening to them, the good parts of their life. People don't want to show you what's happening behind closed doors, that they're breaking down, or they're dealing with depression as well, or they're dealing with suicidal thoughts, or they're dealing with problems at home or problems in their relationship. Like people never want to show that, because they just want to feel like, let me say it like this. Some people just want to feel like everything's all good. They like when people give praise. They like when people are like, oh, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. But let me tell you, it's the same way you see these YouTube couples be together for years and then they break up and everybody be like, oh my God, I'm so shocked. I'm so shocked. I'm so shocked. Not knowing how long they've been having problems. Or, these celebrities that have committed suicide, and people be like, I'm so shocked. I'm so shocked. Yes, it's shocking. But at the same time, what we have to realize, they are human, y'all. And the reason why it's so emphasized that people are shocked is because you're too busy idolizing them and making it seem like their life is perfect when it's not. And that's something that, y'all, we really have. And I'm just going to say we, because I used to do it myself, but I've really grown out of that. Because like my Bible says, y'all know I'm a spiritual person. Like my Bible says, I don't idolize nobody, no one but God, because he's the only perfect one. But besides that, y'all, we just have to idolizing people and things in general, because nobody on this earth is perfect. And we all know that. We all know that. Whether you're a spiritual person or not, ain't nobody on this world, on this earth, on this planet perfect. So idolizing these people, bringing yourself into a deeper depression because you feel like you don't have your life figured out, making yourself envious of these people because, oh my God, I want my body like that. I want to look like this. I want to look like that. Not realizing like these folks done got 50,000 surgeries to get that Coke shaped bottle. These men out here taking steroids and doing all these, taking this and taking that to have their bodies look ripped. And these men and women out here are too busy idolizing these folks to realize that they're perfect. I mean, they're imperfect and they're human. And this is not to throw no shade, but this is just the honest truth. The more we get in, the longer we stay in this world, the deeper into the, I don't know what you want to call it, but the longer we're in this world, the more years that pass. That's what I'm trying to say. The more years that pass, y'all, the less natural things are becoming. Like, and I'm not even going to get too deep into that, but y'all know what I mean. The less natural things are in this world. People are, things are, whatever. So that right there, for me, is the reason why I don't idolize these folks on social media. Whether you got it naturally or you got it unnaturally, I'm not finna sit here and idolize you, because I know the same way you got to this level of famousness. Is that even a word? I don't know. Famousness or whatever. I could do it too. If that was my gift, if that was my calling, I could have done it the same way. So I just want you guys to understand, to realize, if you're that person where you idolize these people on social media, please stop. This right here, this is your confirmation. This is your warning. This is me throwing a red flag saying, look here, stop doing that. You are meant to be the way you are for a reason. You are beautiful the way you are. You are handsome the way you are. Like I said, stop digging yourself into a deeper depression. Stop being so envious. Stop being so envious of these people on social media, Because honestly, like, y'all, I can't stress it enough. Y'all cannot stress it enough. This is why y'all be so shocked when all this stuff be happening between these couples and these people. It's like, at some point we got to realize, at some point we have to realize, oh, they're just human. Oh, they're just human. Why am I sitting here praising this person? It's okay to be a fan. It's okay to be, a supporter, but idolizing, no. It's okay to be encouraged by these people. It's okay to have these people motivate you, but don't idolize them. Like, we got to stop doing that, okay? Your mental health is so important. And like I said, the beginning of this little rant right here, a lot of people suffer with mental health problems because of what they see on social media, because of what they're taking from social media, making them feel like they're less than, making them feel like they don't have things figured out. And if you are that person, I'm here to tell you right now, like, stop doing that. Like, do not compare your story, your journey to anyone else's. Like, what old girl said. Let me go back to it. Let me go back and read what she said. Yeah, she said, everything I have done in my life, I've done it completely out of order, and I'm okay with that. Listen, can somebody please give me some factualness about what age we supposed to have life figured out? Because I ain't never, not even in the Bible, I ain't never seen nothing that said there's a certain age where we have to have stuff figured out. There's no age. There's nothing that says we have to do it in this specific order. As far as just things in general in life, like going to school and getting jobs and having your life figured out and there's no specific age on when to have those things completed. So please stop feeling like, oh, I'm 25 years old. I should be married with kids by now, or on the verge of getting married with kids. Yeah, I'm single as a Pringle, and I ain't trying to have no kids no time soon. Some folks may look at me like I'm crazy, like, oh, you gonna be old when you have kids. What is old? I'm 25. Some folks die when they 100. I'm not even halfway to 100. Like, I know there's an age limit that the doctors give women that they should possibly stop having kids because of whatever. But yeah, I am 25 years old. Can't nobody tell me that I'm too old to do this, or I'm too young to do this, or it's just like, y'all, we just have to stop comparing our lives to other people, making us feel like I don't have things figured out because, oh, I'm 25 and society says that I have to have this and this and this. Baby, bye. Because I'm living my best life and I'm not comparing my life to nobody's, and that's just how it's going to be. If until you can live my life for me, until you can step in my shoes and live my life for me, you can't tell me nothing about my life. And that's on period. Okay? So, y'all, the next thing I wanted to get into was the counseling and therapy, and why I encourage y'all to, like I said, take advantage of counseling or therapy at least once in your life. Because I feel like once you step into it, 9 times out of 10, you're going to continue to want to do it. And it's so beneficial, y'all. So like I said, I went to counseling. I'm going to say therapy. I went to therapy twice in my life. And y'all know I love to let y'all in my business, and I love to be transparent. So I'm going to give y'all little details on that. But when I was 14, 15 years old, my parents were going through divorce. And it was very hard on me. I was the youngest of my brothers and sisters. So I kind of took it. I don't want to say I took it the hardest, but as the youngest, I was sheltered. My mama says I wasn't sheltered. They basically just didn't expose me to like all the negativity and stuff that, that they were dealing with, because she just wanted me to enjoy being a kid, which I highly respected that. But me, I'm gonna still say I was sheltered because this is just a lot of stuff I did not know about. But I was living my best life as a young girl. And that was like the first major thing that I was going through, or that was happening around me, and I just didn't know how to handle it. And one thing about me, when I want to vent sometimes, or I need advice, sometimes I want to have an unbiased opinion, because I'm really all about getting the best advice I could possibly get, not based off of what he said, she said, or I'm actually cool with this person, so I'm gonna tell you what I feel like is best for you and them. Like, no, I'm all about unbiased opinions. So I wanted to go to therapy because I needed somebody to talk to. So I was going to therapy, y'all, and I think my insurance covered it at the time when I was young. So I think I only had to pay $5 every session that I went to. And one thing that I enjoyed was the fact that it was like instant release for me. Every session I had was instant release. And I think And I'm so glad that these people get paid to be professional. They get paid to be that people. I don't even want to say just paid to be, because a lot of people who are therapists, they genuinely care about people, and that's what they want to do. They want to help people. So because y'all, every time I went in there, I think the first thing I would do is sit there and cry. Like, I would just sit there and cry. Because I was just so overwhelmed, and I was just like, okay, I want to get everything out. And this man would just sit there and just let me cry. And when I got done, he'd be like, what's going on? Let's talk about it, you know? And one thing I will say that I don't want to say regret, but I wish I would have done better was as that was my first experience going to therapy. So I still didn't tell him everything, because like I said, I was young. I was a teenager. I kind of felt like, oh, he was going to go back and tell my parents, or I felt like he was going to be judgmental, or he was going to tell me something I didn't want to hear. Like, I don't know, y'all. I just didn't. There was just several reasons why I didn't tell him everything. And I wish I would have, because what's the whole point of going to therapy if you're just not going to tell him everything? Like, I wanted the unbiased opinion, and I wanted you to give me the best advice or help me get through this. I can't expect you to help me get through this the right way if I don't, what's the word? If I don't release and just let go of and open up on what I need to open up on. So that was my first experience. My second experience was actually a few months back, y'all, before I was moving back to California. This move, y'all, was very hard for me. Like, I don't want to say hard. It was different. It was challenging. It was like out the blue. So, and like I said, yeah, I was in a relationship, and it was just very challenging to like just up and leave that and just like, yeah, I'm packing myself up and I'm finna go. The easy part of it was because I knew this is what God wanted me to do. Like, clear as day. Like I said, y'all, I asked God every day until I moved, are you sure this is what I want to do? And he constantly gave me peace and confirmation about it. But it was still so challenging because, like I said, I was having to leave my family again. I was having to leave my friends. I was having to leave my relationship. And being at 25 years old, I'm like, I'm literally about to go start over. And this goes back to the thing of social media making you feel like you have to have things figured out at a certain age. I wasn't letting that cloud my judgment, but I was like, I'm going to have to start over. Not comparing my life to anybody about wanting to start over, but just in general, I was going to have to start over. And so it was just a process. So I was like, you know what? I need to go to therapy. And I think I was on TikTok, y'all. I think I was on TikTok. And I don't know if y'all have seen the ad for betterhelp.com. I know y'all have, because if I've seen it a lot, y'all probably have. And now that I'm talking about it, and if you're watching this on your phone, then it's probably going to start popping up. You're welcome. But yeah, so I started seeing the ads for betterhelp.com. And I was like, you know what? I'm finna check it out, because I need somebody to talk to. And like I said, I'm big on unbiased opinions. Like, tell me what I need to hear, not what I want or not what somebody else wants. So I got on this, and y'all, when I tell you the absolute amazing experience I've had, like, just with anybody giving me advice or just helping me, like, y'all, let me not say the best, one of the best experiences. I had a Black counselor. Let me rewind. One thing, this should have been a paid sponsorship, y'all, because I'm finna talk them up, okay? So one thing about betterhelp.com, y'all, what you can do is it asks you so many questions, like, of course, your name, your gender, your nationality, your sexuality, asking you, do you want a faith-based counselor? Like, what do you want to talk about? ADHD, your sexual preference, like life situation, like trauma, depression, breakup, suicide. Like, it asks you so many different questions about pretty much trying to get to the rooter, from the rooter to the tutor. Trying to get from the rooter to the tutor to figure out exactly what you want to talk about and what type of counselor would be best for you. And there's two options you can do. You can either choose one. There's like a list of counselors you can choose from, or they can place you with one. And so initially I think I chose one, and she asked me, what do you want to talk about, honey? If I'm paying you, I'm finna tell you everything. I sent this lady an essay. And then she was like, oh, I'm sorry, we're going to have to put you with a new therapist. And I was like, well, dang, but no, it could have been any, and y'all, let me get one thought out before I go to the other. It could have been any reason why she said that, not because of me. It could have literally been anything. But I was about to be discouraged. And that wasn't nothing but the enemy, because God knew I needed this counseling, and the enemy knew I needed this counseling. And I was about to be discouraged and say, you know what? I'm finna just get off. Like, obviously, don't nobody want to hear what I have to say. She was probably like, oh, that's too much, girl. I ain't got time. Like, blah, blah, blah. And I literally made that about me. Don't know why I did. But I said, ooh, that ain't nothing but the enemy. But I stayed, and they ended up putting me with another counselor. And I don't know if I can say her name. I ain't gonna say her name. I don't know. I could have. I don't know. Anyways, I'm calling Miss C. Missy, love Missy. When I say, yeah, I wanted Missy to be my friend, y'all. I wanted her to be my friend. Oh, wait. Yeah. I wanted her to be my friend. Like, she was so amazing, and like, she was so genuine. And the way my sessions work, this was new for me. So there's 3 options you have. And I know it's kind of different, and some people are kind of like a counselor on a website that you don't see in person. Let me tell you. There's 3 options they can have, y'all. You can either talk on the phone, you can either do a live chat, or you can either do video chat. And for some reason, I was like, I don't want to do a video chat. Like, I kind of want to just do a live chat. Let's see what that's about. And I'm so glad I did, because I was able to like screenshot some of the encouragement words that she was giving me so I can go back and look at it. Because one thing about me, it's not clinically proven yet. Is that how you say it? Clinically proven that I have ADHD? But yeah, I feel like I have ADHD. So my mind be all over the place, and like forgetfulness, and just be, so I was like, I need to remember what she's telling me, because I will remember it now and then completely forget. And so I'm having to like constantly remind myself. So I was able to screenshot some of the things that she was telling me, and just some of the encouraging words that I felt like I needed to kind of repeat, just to like give my mind like a refresh. And that's what I did, y'all. And when I tell you, it was the most amazing experience. And when I moved to California, unfortunately, I had to end my sessions with her, because she was only because of Asher State, she was only licensed to be a therapist in the state of Alabama. So therefore, when I moved here, she couldn't, counsel me anymore. I personally was like, girl, I ain't gonna tell nobody if you won't. But of course, her professionalism, she like, girl, I can't do that because I can get in trouble, whatever. Because I'm like, who gonna know? They ain't got no location services. But anyways, y'all, so she was absolutely amazing. And that I knew that was nothing but God. And it was a temporary counseling that I need to go to. And that's one thing I'm gonna emphasize too. You don't have to go to counseling forever. Counseling doesn't have to be for everything. If you want it to be, it can be. It can be temporary, y'all. You can literally just go to counseling and therapy for one situation. And let me say this too. You don't have to have something wrong to go to counseling or therapy. Sometimes you just need to vent about life. Like I said, we're imperfect. So it's something that, and like I said in my last podcast episode, we're always going to be healing from something. So if you just need to vent or just need to talk to somebody other than people around you, if you just want that unbiased opinion like I did, y'all, please seek some type of counseling and therapy. Like, whether you go to a site, whether you go to somebody in person, whether it's one of your friends or family members or somebody in your church or somebody at work, like, please find somebody. Because when I tell you, I only did it for like 3-4 months, but I like cherish that time that I had with her, because she was so genuine. And every session that we started, y'all, she was like, hey, Victoria. She called me Miss Victoria. Ooh, made me feel like a grown woman. But yeah, she'd be like, hey, Miss Victoria, like, how are you feeling today? How was your week? Like, has this situation gotten any better? She was on point. I'm pretty sure she had notes and stuff. And one thing about these live chats, once the live chat ended, y'all, you couldn't go back and see anything. So I'm pretty sure she was writing notes of what we had to say, which is why I screenshotted stuff too, because you couldn't go back to it. But I just loved it, y'all. But they also had this thing where you could like journal. So I basically went to her once a week. So 4 times a month. And some days before my therapy session, if I had something to like vent about that I wanted to tell her, I could just write it in my journal and she can read it. And she was available to me 24/7. I think I messaged her at 10 o'clock at night one time, y'all. Not to say that that was the best thing, because she does have a life too, but it was something I just really I put it in my journal at 10 o'clock at night. She messaged me that same night, and I absolutely just love that. But yeah, y'all, like I said, if there's any type of therapy, counseling, that anybody that you can take advantage of, that you can reach out to, please do that. Absolutely loved her. And I'm gonna end on this note because my camera finna die and it's about to make me mad, y'all. But one thing she told me before I moved here, and this is a gem that I posted on my Instagram story that I'm actually gonna tell you because I feel like it's gonna benefit somebody else. Lord, please don't let this die before I finish, please. So she said this. I read a quote the other day, and my reason for sharing it with you is that when you move back to California, you must give yourself time to get on your feet. She said, give yourself grace and continue finding yourself and seeking God for his will for you there. Oh, another thing too, I asked for a faith-based counselor, so she was faith-based. Okay. But anyway, she said the quote is, be patient with yourself. Nothing in nature blooms all year. In other words, don't expect big gains continuously. Remember, we all have some downtime, but even in those times, we press and accept the stage in life that we are in while welcoming change whenever it comes. And I'm going to repeat that. Accept the stage in life that you are in while welcoming change whenever it comes. When I tell y'all, it was a few things that I screenshotted from our conversations, and this is one of those things that I had to go back and reread, because in those moments where I started to feel a little discouraged, because I'm like, dang, okay, my friends, they got all this going on, and look at me, I'm still trying to figure it out. Or like, I'm just moved to California and I'm starting over. Like, I've been here for 6 months. Like, I expected myself to be on this level, and I feel like I'm on this level. I'm like, you know what? Let me read what Miss C said. Be patient with yourself. Nothing in nature blooms all year. Do not expect big gains continuously. Remember, we all have some downtime. Y'all, a word. A whole word. Absolutely loved her. Loved the counseling session. Loved the fact that I was able to see that on TikTok. Like, that was nothing but God. Like, really nothing but God. I needed that. But yeah, y'all, I just, like, it was absolutely amazing. But I say all of that, everything that I've said in this episode, to just really emphasize the fact that, like, your mental health is important, y'all. It is so, so, so important to talk to somebody. I have a journal that I write in almost every single day, because now I'm not going to like therapy or counseling or anything, but my journal is my counselor. And it's something that I can do to literally write however I'm feeling. And I call my, I don't have a name for my like journal, but I be talking to it like it's a person. And it's just something that I can just really vent to, like, in full transparency, and know that it's going to be between me and the journal and God, of course. And some of you are in a situation where you don't want to write it on paper because you're in a household with like nosy folks. We're just going to say that. But do it in your phone, like do it in the computer, like save it to a flash drive, like be creative. Try to find different ways what you can do to find releases or different ways to vent, because it's so, so, so important. If you're holding all that stuff into your brain, y'all, your brain's going to become clouded. It's going to become like just filled with things, and you need to vent. And if you don't, eventually you're going to be like a ticking time bomb. You're going to blow up and you're going to explode, or you're going to just dig yourself into a deeper depression, or you're going to continue to have suicidal thoughts, continue having thoughts of self-harm, or continue to have these thoughts of being envious and continue to being insecure. And it's like, y'all, there's so many ways to prevent that. So like I said, please take advantage of the links that I've put in my description, the social media links, the podcast links, the links to, I put psychology today to betterhelp.com. You know, they do have free resources out there, y'all. Like I said, people around you, or just get on, y'all, Google YouTube University, Google University. Y'all can search anything at this point in time. You can search anything. There's people to talk to. There's someone to talk to. There's free resources. There's resources you have to pay. BetterHelp, you do have to pay for it. Let me go ahead and say that. But you know what? It was worth it. Like I said. So yeah, y'all, I'm really just, and I'm talking fast now because I don't want this to die, but emphasizing, your mental health is important. Please take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. You are important. You deserve to be here. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have a clear mind. You deserve to have a healthy mind, a healthy body, a healthy spirit, and a healthy soul. Okay. And I love you. Like I said, my DMs are open. If you want to just vent, tell me, Victoria, I'm just here to vent. And if you don't want me to respond, I won't respond. If you do want me to respond, if you want some encouragement, look, I am here. I am here. I am here, y'all. Cannot stress that enough. But that is the end of this episode, y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I will see y'all next week on another episode of the Tea with V podcast. Bye, family.